Go. Okay, everyone. This is your host, Boomstick of the NHL Fans 365, and I have 5 new admins on board tonight, and we got a lot to talk about. Starting on my far, far left, we have our Montreal Canadiens admin, InPriceWeTrust. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How
Good.
are you?
I'm alright. And then, for the first time, and God knows fucking how long you've been here, is my new Senators admin. Well, not new, but he's been here for a while. The current Ottawa Senators admin, hashtag PeskySens. How you doing tonight?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm good as well. And in my middle, we have our latest addition to our newest roster, is our St. Louis Blues admin, hashtag TheMooseisLoose. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Not too bad. Yourself? Alright, and then on my middle right, next to the Blues guy, we have our Arizona Coyotes admin, hashtag Domingue. Pretty simple. How you doing tonight?
Great. Glad to be here.
That's good. And then finally, on my far right, we have our second time debut man, our Winnipeg Jets admin, hashtag EverydayImByfuglien. How you doing tonight?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. Anyway, so we're going to talk a lot of hockey tonight. So we're going to just jump right into this crap. We're going to just get into it. So we're going to tackle right into it now. So we're going to talk about the first topic is what if between the Predators and the Ducks. And I know it's going to a Game 7 tomorrow night, but I would love to know what are your odds for Game 7 tomorrow. So why don't we start with Adam?
I think that I want Nashville to win the series, but if I had to bet money on it, I think Anaheim's gonna pull it out at home. But I think it's gonna be a really close game between the two.
I think so too.
I'll be cheering for Nashville, but I think Anaheim's gonna win.
I mean, I'm going to be honest about one thing. I would love Nashville to pull off the upset, but because I'm a Sabres fan and they traded for Jamie McGinn to the Ducks or whatever, and because it's a conditional pick, I have to pick the Ducks for that second round draft pick in 2017. But that's if they could beat Nashville, because this was a series that was not expected to go 7 games. And let's just be completely honest about that.
In my bracket,
I just said the last broadcast I was on, I predicted 7 games for this series. Don't forget that.
You picked 7.
Yes.
What were you going to say, Adam?
Nashville was going to win in 7, I said.
Interesting. What were you going to say, Adam?
I was gonna say because I know Winnipeg traded Ladd for Chicago's first round pick and Marco Dano, so hey, it worked out pretty good for us.
That's true. What about you, Berto and Jake? What do you two think?
Go ahead, Jake.
Okay. Personally, I think we're going to be looking at a tight OT game. But I think it's going to come down to goaltending, honestly. Pecorine versus, I believe they're still playing John Gibson.
I think they're going with Freddie
They
Anderson.
changed to Frederick
Anderson. Really?
Yeah.
Game 3 or 4 they had Anderson. I think they wrote him out.
Yeah, they made that change in Game 3 because John Gibson, for some reason, had a great second half and then just fell off the map. And then they said, "Fuck it, I'm going with Freddie Anderson," and then they just took off.
Jake Allen, didn't he? Damn. Yeah, I think you'll see Rene standing on his head in OT or double OT, and probably a nasty goal in the last minutes there.
I believe so. What about you, Berto? What do you think?
If you look at the series, every single team has won their home games in most of the when it starts getting down late in the series. So in this case, actually in this series alone, all the home teams have won. So I'm going to go with Nashville, and I'm not a big fan of Rene. I think he's a little bit overrated. The way he played against the Coyotes in 2012 just kind of shows how he plays anytime he starts getting deeper into the rounds or even in the first round of every playoff. So I think he's probably going to get smoked.
You think he's going to get swept?
No, not swept. He's going to get a couple goals smoked by him. So
We'll have to see, because I think that's the whole, dance is with goaltending between Anderson and Pecorine. I mean, you got to think both these guys are eligible to take them to the cup. if depending on how they do this year. I mean, if Pekka Rinne stands on his head the whole series, I think, well, this particularly this game, the Predators, I believe, can advance. But I think what it also comes down to is defense. So that's what I think we're going to get to next. And, Steph, what about you? What do you think of the outcome?
I have Anaheim in my bracket in winning in 7 games. So since Anaheim is the home team and their crowd will be loud at Honda.
So you're saying Anaheim.
Yeah, because Anderson is always done and outplayed the opponent at home.
I see. So Steph is picking Anaheim. Corey's picking Nashville, correct?
Yo, Nashville.
Alrighty then. Jake, who are you picking?
Nashville will pull it out of their ass somehow. It'll be close though.
Alright, so we have 2 for Nashville. What about you, Berto?
Anaheim.
Anaheim? And, Adam?
Yeah, I have Anaheim.
Like I said, my situation's a little different because I'm a Sabres fan. I want the Predators, but I think the Ducks are going to win in the end. So, recapping the first round, who do you guys think stood out? Like, what series stood out to you the most?
Florida Panthers.
Florida Panthers?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I
can't believe I'm even saying this.
For me, it has to be the Blues and the Blackhawks. That series was the most intense one that I've seen in a couple of years.
absolutely.
I think you guys already know my answer.
I think if I
Yeah, I think I just said Jake's answer to top it off.
I honestly, I kind of gonna go off the board a little. I'm gonna go say San Jose and LA because I don't think anybody saw the Sharks winning in 5 games.
Really?
Oh, correction.
I mean, I had LA winning the cup, but I guess that's just me. But
I think we would need to watch that last podcast that I was on. I said that one too. Just saying.
I was so impressed with San Jose. I wasn't sure how they were gonna be coming in but they really impressed me.
I called them in 7, but yeah, did not expect 5 games. That's nuts.
I called them in 5.
I mean,
Yeah.
every game except for Game 5 was 1 goal. But I mean, I still think that they played really well.
Yeah, I thought the Pittsburgh series was a little bit interesting. I mean, nobody at this point thought the Penguins were going to crush the Rangers in 5 games. I mean, I know the Penguins completely upgraded their roster. I know they've made all these changes and stuff like that. But let's credit where credit is due. You know, Crosby and Kessel played well when Malcolm was out for a little bit. Then Malcolm came back and just came right back and killed the Rangers. And then Matt Murray stood on his hand the whole series. But from my perspective, I think the most outstanding series was easily Islanders-Panthers. And not because I'm an Islander fan as well, but because I felt that this was between 2 teams that you don't hear as often. I mean, come on. Who often hears about the Islanders and the Panthers in the playoffs?
Never.
Usually, team, let alone both of them.
I mean, somebody had to win, and I was so grateful that the Islanders beat the Panthers. I really was, because I've had people telling me, "Oh, the Panthers are going to crush the Islanders in 5 games." Like, my ass. The Islanders have arguably one of the best offensive teams in the league. So
That's exactly what I said to you, though. Well, they're done in 5.
yeah, and if you guys remember in the group chat, some people were actually debating with me all morning about the Tampa Bay Lightning beating the Islanders, but we're going to get to that in a little bit. So, as of right now, let's get down to the main topic. Let's talk about Pittsburgh and Washington. What are your thoughts, and who do you think is going to win?
Can I go first on this one?
Yes, you may.
Caps in 7.
Why?
It's going to be a very close series, high-scoring series. I believe that every game is going to have a minimum 6 goals scored. And I think Ovechkin is going to lead the way for the Caps to win 7 games.
I mean, the Caps have a shot, but I don't know, man. The Flyers weren't even that easy. Just got to be honest. I mean, ever since Neuberg came in, the Flyers just became a whole different club. And I just feel with Crosby and Malkin and Kessel, with all three of them playing, the Penguins' offense to me might be a little bit better, but that's my opinion. But I'm going to leave it to you guys. I want to hear what you guys have to say. So I'm going to leave it to next to Jake, since I haven't asked you in a while. Who do you think is going to win the series?
Personally, I got Penguins in 5, or not 5, 7. Basically, just you saw how the Caps kind of struggled there at the end with the Flyers. Flyers kind of threw down the physicality, banged up the Caps a little bit. I think the Pens offense is going to take full advantage of that and throw on the body a little bit, and pretty much due to Murray what they did to Lundqvist.
I think so too. I mean, there's a good chance because you also have to think the Penguins at this rate, because Crosby and Malkin are both getting older. The time for them to win is now. So that's probably why they're so advanced in terms of statistics. Like I don't know the exact stats, but I know they were the hottest team since Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something like that. Because one of our former admins, who's no longer with us, he's not dead or anything, but he's not with the page. But yeah, that's for those of you that were confused, like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? I just wanted to clarify that. I'm sorry, he's not with us anymore. But before that he left us, I think it was Sunday actually. He said that the Penguins were arguably or debatably the best offensive team in the NHL, right up there with the Capitals and the Islanders and the Stars. So
Wait, did Messenger leave?
yeah, Messenger left us on Sunday, but I'm not. I'll tell you that another time.
I think the offense of the Penguins is much like that of the Stars, but they've got a hot goaltender, and I think that's the difference between those two teams.
Between the Caps and the Penguins?
But between the Stars and the Pens. Sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent there, but
It's all right. I mean, I know you're excited to play Dallas and all that, but it's gonna be tough. I'll get to that question a little bit later. But what about you, Berto?
Man, like that's what stood out as far as the first round so far, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What did you say again?
No, could you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
No, I'm asking you. Who do you think is gonna win the series?
Washington or Pens.
Oh my gosh, I'm actually gonna go with Washington. They have much better goaltending. I know that their current goalie for the Penguins, that kid really stepped up. He's been clutch. Plus, I love his mask. But Braden Holtby next to Carey Price is probably the second best goalie in the league, maybe the world. I think personally that Washington is rolling out all 4 lines. They have their big guns, they have their big players, but they also have a lot of role players that also pitch in, grind, score, and just hit people all up and down the entire 4 lines. Unlike Pittsburgh, they're still a 1-line team.
I agree 100% with you.
I completely disagree on that. I think when I watched that Pittsburgh Rangers series, what surprised me the most was how Pittsburgh's depth guys were able to contribute. I think Cullen had a really good series. Kunackle, or who you pronounce his name, Russ, guys like even Hagelin, Bonino, like the guys that you wouldn't normally expect, like they all pulled through. I think that their role players were much more significant in the first round than Washington's were.
I agree.
I mean, if you looked at a lot of the players from Washington, the way that they were playing, you saw them more on the score sheet than you saw the Pittsburgh players. Yeah, Pittsburgh does have some good role players, but as you saw the series go on for Pittsburgh, you kind of started seeing less and less of the 4th line altogether, whereas Washington was still rolling out Tom Wilson on that 4th line with that cheap piece of crap, Jason Chimera. Those are the type of guys that really grind it out and start wearing down other teams, whereas Pittsburgh doesn't seem to have that as much anymore.
Fair enough. But that is a very good point, though, from your perspective. Yeah. You're next, Steph. Who do you think is gonna win?
Out of
Pittsburgh and
Washington,
Yes. Who do you think is gonna win, and why?
Washington. Holtby is hot, for one.
So are the
Only-
Penguins.
Ovi is hard to stop if you don't cover him right, and the defense is strong. Pittsburgh, they're on the same level, but they're on not the same level as Washington. But with Washington, they are similar to the Stars.
How so?
Like the Stars are like the best offensive team in the West, while Washington's the best in the East.
So you're basically saying the Caps are going to win the series because of the offense and because of Holtby.
Yeah.
100%.
Holtby had a couple of shutouts, I think, this year.
Interesting. Who did I not ask that's going to win? You did not.
I just stepped in. I think Pitt's gonna win in 6 or 7, and I just think that Washington did not impress me at all when they tried to close out Philly. I mean, they kind of disappointed. For me, I thought they were really gonna like finish off that series with a bang, but I mean, I guess they ran into a hot goalie. But then again, Matt Murray's also been a hot goalie so far. And looking through Pitt's lineup, I mean, they're almost as unstoppable as Washington because one line you have Crosby and Hornquist. Another line you have Malkin and Kunitz, and then your third line's like Hagelin, Bonino, and Kessel. So you have even the fourth lines are doing good too. So you have 3-4 lines that they're consistently running through. Like I agree with like Washington. I don't know who said something about Tom Wilson being like on the fourth line they're running him out, but they're running out a bunch of other guys too on Pitt and like consistently like 4 lines that are getting rolled out. So I think Pitt's gonna win, and I think that Holtby's gonna be good, but Holtby was good last series too. But I mean, I still think it's gonna be 6 or 7 for Pitt.
All right. Since we've been talking about the offense on both sides of the puck, what about the defense? Who do you think is going to have the better defense?
Washington.
Washington?
Yeah.
What about you, Berto and Steph?
Defense, I'd say Pittsburgh. Offense, I say Washington.
And for you, Berto?
For offense, I'm going to go with Pittsburgh probably because they got my man Phil the Thrill Kessel, so you know he's gonna hold it down up tight. But on defense, Washington, even if you discount Brooks Orpik, who did practice with them today, he is still concussed. But you know, taking him out, no matter what, you still have great guys. Look at John Carlson. John Carlson literally has the opportunity right now to be one of the better two-way defensemen, where he's holding it down, going back on his own in coverage, and then pinching in. He's got such a wicked shot as well. So
I like the way Washington plays defense.
Oh
They
yeah,
play structure defense.
they do.
They do not chase at all. It's
That-
awesome.
I think that's going to be a really big upside to Washington. And now that Brooks Orpik, and just for those of you who don't know, Brooks Orpik has been confirmed to play in Game 1 on Thursday against the Caps. I mean, what am I saying? The Penguins. Sorry. I'm thinking of Brooks Orpik on the Penguins era, not the Brooks Orpik on the Capitals. I'm sorry. Thinking it was like 2009 all over again. Oh, God. But, so most of you agree that Washington is going to have the better defense. And is Steph the only one that picks the Penguins?
Yep.
Yeah, I think Washington's gonna have the better defense, but I don't think it's gonna be by too much. I think it's closer than what people think too. Because I don't know, like, do you count Holtby like as part of the defense, or are we just strictly talking 6 to 7?
No.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean Carlson's unreal. Alsner's really good. Orlov's good too. Schmidt and Chorney are okay, and Mike Weber's like they're not the greatest, but I mean, as
a Buffalo fan with Mike Weber, he was always mediocre. I mean, he's got a good heart. He was part of the defense for like 10 years, but he's not carrying a guy like Matt Niskanen or Brooks Orpik on the team. Mike Weber's just a depth defenseman that the Caps desperately needed, and to get a third rounder for him at the time was great. I mean, I can tell you that for sure. As a Sabres fan, I've experienced it. Like I said, he's a good guy, but he's a decent defenseman. He's not the best one on the ice, but he definitely can play, and he can definitely contribute on the power play. And I think with the power play for both sides, you know, the Penguins. I will be fair about one thing: the Penguins, in my opinion, have a better offensive play on the power play. That's what I think. I mean, it all comes down to who has the better power play, who has the better penalty kill, the better goalie, the better offense, defense, every category you could think of. But I think in regards, it's time now to answer who will have the better coach.
Coach?
Yeah,
Washington.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Washington.
Yep. Washington all the way with that one.
Washington, Barry Torts is amazing.
What about you, Jake?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Barry.
I'm going Barry. I'm sorry, that was just a really dumb question, but I'm
going with Sullivan.
This guy.
Aw,
This
come
guy.
on, man.
Same here.
There's always that one guy.
2009, Pitt had a coaching change halfway through the season. They fired Tarian, hired Balsma. Look what happened to them.
You mean Terry? You mean Johnson?
Well, in 2009, Michel Tarian was their coach, and then they fired him and hired Balsma, I think.
Dan Bosma.
But you also have to
Yeah,
think about that
Disco Dan.
2019. That 2019 was on such auto drive that the Dan Bosma just stood behind the bench. He didn't have to say shit. But to Dan Bosma's credit, he is actually doing a very, very good job with Buffalo and made them exciting with being able to work with all those rookies. However, when it comes to Michel Therrien, I would pay $100 to kick him in the head on his way out.
I'd pay more than that.
Well, whatever. It would be a really good kick in the balls if I was my
$100 is all he's worth.
Yep. Yeah, maybe. I mean, how does he still have a job? That's what I'm trying to figure out here.
I have no idea. Honestly, I just think the GM is dumb. It has to be. I mean, he hired his buddy, and he's afraid to fire his own pal. That was the same thing that was going on over here in Phoenix when Wayne Gretzky was a part owner. He hired all his drinking buddies from his Oiler days to run the team. Grant Fuhr came in as the goalie coach. All our goalies freaking sucked. He hired Mike Barnett, his original agent, as the Coyotes GM. The only good thing Mike Barnett did was give me a bunch of free hockey gear because he saw that I had beat up gear.
So, we did lose Corey on that one moment, but I'm hoping to bring him back soon. So, if anything, who are you guys picking to win the series? The Capitals or the Penguins?
Penguins.
Pens. Yep.
Penguins, Pens, and how many games?
I think 6.
6?
I'm gonna go with 7.
7?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Captain 7.
go with Capitals in 5.
Berto,
I'm going to go with Capitals.
how many games?
Oh, gosh. 6.
I'm saying Caps in 7. Caps in 7. All right, next series. We're going to talk about the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Islanders, and I wanted to talk about this one for a while. So, all right, where do I begin with this series? Where do I begin? Who's got the better offense right now?
Islanders.
The Islanders?
Yeah.
Tavares is on his game
My
right
favorite
now.
player on the Islanders is Tavares.
Well, it's not always Tavares. I mean, you have Brock Nelson, Cal Clarkson.
He's my favorite player on the Islanders, to be honest with you. I love his leadership and everything.
Well, JT's no Crosby.
He's better.
I love Sid the Kid, but sometimes he has a concussion history at Crosby.
Tavares?
No, I said Crosby has a concussion history.
I was about to say, wait a minute. When was the last time Tavares had a concussion?
I said Crosby.
I heard you. You said Crosby. God damn it. I hate Crosby, man. Anyway, better offense. So Steph said the Islanders. Who else? Anybody?
I think it's pretty even actually right now.
Pretty even.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think both. I think Islanders for it's been Tavares for the Islanders who's been their key guy producing. I think for Tampa it's been Cooch, and then I guess each bunch of players on each team have kind of stepped up to be the role good role players and all that. But I think overall I think it's pretty even. I can
Until Stamkos comes back, and then you know what's happening.
Yeah. Well, he
Step-
practiced today, but he practiced today for the first time in like a month. But
Yes.
I don't know. I think the big thing is if
Was
Strom.
he in no contact today, or was he
Yeah,
contact?
he was in a
He was
jersey.
wearing that red jersey I posted.
Yeah, he's wearing a no contact red jersey today. But that doesn't mean shit because he's not coming back, especially coming from a blood clot.
No, he won't be. Yeah, I don't think he'll be available for the series. To me, it's if Anton Stroman's back because that could be a huge difference.
Yeah.
Well, Anton Stroman, I heard, is coming back with it after like game 1. I heard he might be back for game 2. We don't really.
Game 3, I think they said he was going to be available.
Game 3.
Game 2 or game 3.
I heard
game 4, so.
I heard game 3.
I thought it was some. Yeah, I thought it was something like
I
game.
heard game 3.
Game 3. What about you,
He
Berto?
might be available for the finals only.
The finals. I mean, anything regarding Stamkos, in my opinion, Steven Stamkos will not be back until if the Tampa Bay Lightning advance to the conference finals. That's my prediction. Because I know they've said that Stamkos is not playing for the playoffs. Well, they said, no, I'm sorry. They said at least 1 to 3 months in terms of recovery. But I'm just saying this now, in terms of medical terms. If Stamkos plays now, he is going to fuck up his arm, and it's going to ruin his momentum for the playoffs. I would just sit back, motivate the team, and just go from there. Unless they make the Stanley Cup Finals. That's the only time I would pull him out to play.
No offense to Stamkos or anything, but even when they played Detroit last year, he didn't do much to produce anyway. It was it was the triplets. It was Johnson, Platt, and Cooch that were riding the team, and that's what it was this round too.
Yeah, and
He didn't actually score very many goals, if that, all the way until the finals. He was just kind of a ghost. I know he was probably getting checked by everyone, so he was very well guarded. But honestly, I do love Stamkos. I'm not gonna lie, he's one of my favorite players. But as far as the playoffs right now, it's more about the triplet line for them.
I don't think the triplets have been really productive. I think, because like you all said, you all have been saying that it's been Kucherov, and I don't think putting Kucherov on his shoulders is more than fair enough, because the Tampa Bay Lightning also have Ryan Callahan, and I think that's another guy that needs to step up if they want to win the series. But on the other hand, Callahan, Kucherov, and the rest of the team, Ben Bishop, everybody has to contribute if they're going to beat the Islanders. And that's why, I believe the Islanders could be firm winners in this series. And I'm not declaring that or anything, but I just think the Tampa Bay Lightning have a legitimate shot at beating the Islanders. But then again, the Islanders have a legitimate shot at beating the Tampa Bay Lightning. So I think it's going to be an even series, honestly. I mean, that's just my general opinion. So, who did I not ask yet?
I don't think you asked Corey yet.
I didn't ask you yet, Cor.
What's up?
Who do you think has the better offense? The Islanders or the Lightning?
Lightning, for sure.
You say the Lightning's offense? What about you, Jake?
I'd say they're about the same, but I'll give the Lightning a little bit of an edge because of the triplet line.
And everybody's pretty much saying, and Adam, you said who? The Lightning or the Islanders?
Yeah.
Lightning? Berto?
I'm going to go with Lightning.
Going with the Lightning?
Actually, no. I take that back. I'm actually going to go with the Islanders because they have much better goaltending in my eyes. I see Bishop as a very overrated goalie. And
Whoa.
Hey.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
My heart will always hurt for Ben Bishop.
I like
Let him
Ben
go. So
Bishop.
young.
I like Ben Bishop, but I kind of started to hate him after his whole little tidbit trying to fight against the Canadiens a couple of years ago. So it's been like, meh. I mean, he's still a very good goalie, but he does have his moments. I think Vasilevsky's going to probably take his spot.
Still remember.
No way.
Oh, yeah. Vasilevsky.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But
Upside, but it's about how he can perform now. What's the point of having a guy in Vasilevsky whose ceiling might be higher, but what if he doesn't pan out? It's all about if he pans out or not. I don't think he will, because Bishop last year in the 2 Game 7s that he was in the first round against Detroit and then conference finals against New York Rangers, he shut them both out. I think they won each game like 2-0 or something like that.
Yeah, but a lot of anybody can really shut out Detroit. Look how pathetic they are.
Yeah, Detroit's going down a huge decline, and I think anybody who's, I mean, I'm just going to be honest right here, and I'm not being biased about this either. I really believe with the Tampa Bay Lightning, when they were able to get past the first round against Detroit, with the Red Wings, the Wings are starting to go down a huge decline, and I think because without Babcock, the coaching in Detroit has changed drastically. I mean, Blashill's not going to carry the team all the way, and Pavel Datsyuk is pretty much ready to retire. Zetterberg may have like another year left in him. I don't know, but in terms of that, I don't think the Bolts are capable of the same team as they were last year, with the Lightning and all that, because they mostly had everybody healthy comparing to this year.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yep.
I think injury health plays a huge part in the series.
That is true. But, so we talked about the offense more than enough. What about the defense?
I think
Defense.
Tampa has the edge in
Yeah,
defense.
absolutely.
So you're mostly saying Tampa.
Yes.
I'm
going with Tampa.
gonna say the Islanders.
The Islanders have
Offensively?
the Islanders, as far as the advantage for defense, they have a lot of really good players. I mean, they have Boychuk, who he's a proven winner. He's a very clutch player. I mean, if you look at his history in the playoffs for the Bruins, the dude was clutch.
Oh, yeah.
So he's worth every dollar that they give him for a reason. I know he didn't want to go to the island at first when he got traded, but look at him now. He's happy, and he's doing what he can to help them win. They got Nick Leddy, who was just a spare part, according to people for Chicago. Look at how big he's performing now for the Islanders. And, I mean, it just goes down the line. I can't remember everyone on their roster off the top of my head, but those are two guys that stand out to me. And if you pair them first and second line with whoever, they're going to be shining. But on the other side, look at the defense on Tampa Bay. Even just Hedman alone. I don't even have to really explain why I just said Hedman.
Well, about the Islanders, when you said Boychuk and Leddy, you were missing one. Travis Hamonic.
Hamonic is unreal. I think he's arguably.
Oh, dude, he's so freaking good. Oh.
I love Hamonic, dude. He's a freaking monster. I love him.
I just feel bad because he did ask for a trade, so this is going to be his last year with them. He's going to Winnipeg.
Well, here's the thing with Hamonic. He chose the request to be traded. And it's not because he hates the Islanders, he wants nothing to do with them or anything like that. He politely asked for a trade was because his mother is suffering depression back home in Winnipeg. So that's why he requested the trade. So, yeah, and don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm an Islander fan, and I know what's keeping up in mind. But, I mean, if he changes his mind later, if they go deep into the playoffs, then so be it. Then let him stay. But we'll see what happens. But I think, though, with Hamonic's presence, their defense has become a cluster in a good way. And then you have DeHaan, you have Pulak, who might be coming back. Who else is on that roster? Shit. Marek Zitlicki, he's on that roster. There's a couple. Yeah, he's been on the Islanders since like October, but he's still around. But I think with the Tampa Bay Lightning, they're also suffering some injuries. I mean, Anton Strowman, like I said. Victor Hedman, like you said. Who else is on there? Jason Garrison. That's another defenseman of the Lightning.
Coburn,
Schuster, Coburn, like you said. Anybody else? Shit, I can't think of it. I said Strowman. I said Garrison, Coburn. Yeah, you get the idea. But so Stephanie's having a little trouble with her internet because it's shit. Yeah, so let's find out. Who do you think has the better defensive pair right now? Starting with Adam.
Like overall, like top 6 versus top 6?
Yeah, who do you think has the better defensive core?
I'm going to give the slight edge to Tampa.
Why?
I think that they've proven throughout the year that they can. I know there's a lot of questions about their defense, but I think throughout the year they proved people wrong, and I think their experience from last year is also going to help them going forward.
I see. What about you, Berto?
As far as defense, I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Lightning. They have a lot of good players. Even Oland, I thought he was done. They have Tarmina, Schuster, Strawman, who will probably be coming back, Nesterov, Hedman, Garrison, who's really good offensively, Coburn, and Carl. I used to play with Carl's brother here in Beer League, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, he's
That's-
staged. It's a Carl thing. They all joined the Air Force. Matt joined the Air Force as well, but he got rejected because he got into pro hockey. So he was left. The Air Force released him. But his brother Elgin, he got transferred over here, so he's at the Air Force base here in Arizona.
And who is this?
Elgin Carl, Matt Carl's brother.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Matt Carl.
He's unreal, dude. But he's such a drunk.
That sucks for him. What about you, Jake? Who do you think has the better defense?
I thought I said this earlier. Tampa, definitely. Just Hedman just impresses me so goddamn much.
I mean, who doesn't?
I mean, I don't just want to put it on the shoulders of one guy, but Hedman though.
But who would you pick overall, besides one guy?
I'm gonna still go with Tampa.
You
I
go.
usually I usually keep my head more on the western side, but I'll go with Tampa.
You going with Tampa?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Corey, who do you think has a better defense going into the series? Tampa?
Yes, they are more physical than the Islanders. That's my reason.
And Steph, what about you?
I say Islanders because Hammond, in my own personal opinion, as a player, Hammond is like the only hardworking defenseman there for Tampa, and he cannot do all the work himself.
That's fair. And you know what? I think when Strawman comes back, it'll boost up the defense for Tampa, in my opinion. But for me, I'm going to go with the Islanders. And only because I feel, like Berto mentioned earlier, Boychuk was a Stanley Cup winner. Leddy was a Stanley Cup winner. Hamonic is building around himself as a reputational defenseman in this league around those two guys. And then you have Pulak, you have Calvin DeHaan. They got some really good young guys on that team. So I'm going with the Islanders. And maybe that's just a bit biased in my opinion. Goaltending. What about goaltending, guys? Who has the better goalie going in? Wait, who?
Bishop, Tampa.
Bishop? Alright.
Yeah.
Definitely Bishop.
Bishop?
Yep.
What about you, Adam? What did you say? We can't hear you, man. Adam?
I think we lost him.
Yeah, I think so too. We'll get back to him in a little bit. Berto, who do you think, man?
Man, I know Bishop is a really good goalie, but Halak is allegedly. How far is Halak from coming back?
Halak is actually supposed to come back around game 2 or 3.
Okay, well, I'll always remember Halak for what he did in 2010 for the Canadiens. And
funny.
Thomas Greiss is such a good fucking goalie. I'm going to go ahead and give the edge to the Islanders.
Finally!
Dude, Halak is the bomb.
Oh my.
And then Greiss, if I could punch Don Maloney in the jaw and then the nuts at the same time for letting Greiss go and keeping that piece of garbage Mike Smith, I would right now. Finally, for once, you fucking picked something regarding the fucking Islanders. Adam, who were you saying before? Because you were on mute before.
Oh yeah, my thing. I don't know why it was being weird. I still think it's gonna be Bishop, even if Halak comes back. I still think he's been solid throughout the whole year, and I think he should be a Vezina candidate, in my opinion. He's been top 5 in every category for stats. I think Tampa with Bishop's got the edge.
Interesting. So you're picking Tampa. You're picking the Islanders. You're picking Tampa. You're picking Tampa. What about you, Steph?
I say Islanders just because for what Halak did for Montreal. Halak is a big fucking goalie, could cover the whole net, just like
Bishop's
Bishop.
bigger.
Yeah, Halak is only
They're about the same, but they could cover the whole net.
No, Bishop's bigger. I'm sorry. I mean, Ben Bishop is one of my favorite goalies, though.
He's talking about like the way he moves and the way he uses his body for coverage. Halak is only
Thank you,
5'11", so
Berto. Thank you.
I don't think people. The thing about like you guys are all talking about Halak and like because of what he did for Montreal. Like you can't. Like, for me, it's hard to base a guy off how he played 6 years ago in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Thank you.
hasn't
Honest
really
with
been
you,
to the playoffs since.
I miss Halak, but Gainey decided to trade him like a dumbass. But he also wanted to give Price the starting job.
Yeah.
Well, that was a very good quote unquote mistake.
Nah. And he was like,
Blues get rid of a lot.
and then he went to Buffalo for 5 fucking days. Yay! 5 days.
So hard. God. I hate Ryan Miller. I hate Ryan Miller.
Shut the fuck up. I love Ryan Miller.
Ryan Miller, so I love him.
Ryan Miller was so awful for the Blues. It was just a mistake.
It was
Can I
loud.
jump in here for a second?
Do it.
Okay, I'm picking for Western Conference here. I have to get off here in a minute, sorry. For Western Conference.
Wait, don't tell us. Don't tell us. We're gonna get to that. Oh my god. I was gonna say.
I'm gonna cut this guy. I'm gonna cut him.
Sorry,
We're not
Dallas
done-
and five.
We're not talking, but not done talking about the East before we get going about the West.
Corey's like, I wanna go.
Okay, ask me predictions then. Come on, quick.
Alright, my fault. Hold your horses. Anyway, I love Ryan Miller, by the way. Anyway, so I'm picking the Islanders regardless, because once Halak comes back, this series is going to be a complete turnaround.
Too bad they'll be down 3-0 before he comes back.
Hey, there it is.
I don't think. Definitely not the case. Definitely not the case, man. Telling you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who the fuck's playing Celine Dion?
No, it's not
This
me.
shit just took a weird turn.
Yeah.
I'm not even home. He was-
I'm watching the Jaroslav Halak Sabres trivia video. I posted it on the chat for you guys.
Screw that. Come on.
It's the most hilarious thing
That's
ever.
a thing?
Yeah, dude, it's 40 seconds long, and it's literally hyping it up to Halak being traded, and then it goes to Halak saying, and then it breaks into this song saying, "Thanks for the memories, Jaroslav."
I'm a Buffalo fan, alright? We didn't need Halak there. Just saying.
It was the only way to be able to get rid of Miller, and it was unfortunate. I love Ryan Miller. He's the reason why I started playing goalie again. It's just unfortunate. You know what pisses me off about that is, remember when Miller asked for a trade? They asked him to give a list of 5 teams he would be traded to. The first team was the Coyotes. The second team was St. Louis, and that was all he submitted. And the Coyotes declined. God damn, I'm still salty about that too.
No, the Wild were in there and the Islanders were in there. And then, of course, the Canucks. But that's another time. But anyway, yeah. But you know what? It was great, though, when he was in Buffalo. So, prediction times. How many games are we going from here? Starting with Berto.
Ooh. Let's see. So Tampa and Islanders, how many games? I'm going to go with Tampa in 5, unfortunately.
Tampa in 5?
Yeah.
Jake, what about you?
I'm gonna have to agree with Berto on that one. Definitely Tampa in 5.
Tampa in 5? Corey?
Same, Tampa in 5.
Steph?
I say Islanders in 5.
Islanders in 5? Wow, okay.
Holy. Wow.
Wow.
You never know what's gonna happen.
It's a bold statement.
Things might change.
Adam, what about you?
I say Tampa in 6.
Keep talking shit. I'm picking Islanders in 6.
I thought you picked Islanders in 4 the way you were talking about.
Yeah, Islanders in 4, full sweep.
I did not.
When Montreal played Tampa, I had Lightning winning in 7 games over Montreal, and then the Habs swept them.
Because Bishop got hurt. End of story.
Shit.
Yeah, and Anders Lindback can't save a fucking beach ball for his life if it depended on it.
Neither can Ryan Miller.
Hey, shut up. At least he won a gold medal. I mean, not gold. What am I saying? Silver.
Gold medal.
Silver.
Oh, Canada. Fuck all you Americans.
Fuck off.
And our beer's stronger.
All right. Next series. Scenario. Remember earlier I was talking about what if between Anaheim and Nashville? Now, we're going to take our predictions from earlier, and we're going to go by individual from then, and we're going to ask between those two teams and why. Starting with Adam. Who do you think is going to win from your pick?
Is this for the Anaheim-Nashville game?
Yeah, leading to that series to play San Jose. Who do you think scenarially, if it happens?
I think if Anaheim makes it, I think the Sharks will beat Anaheim.
And why?
Actually, no, sorry, I lied. If Anaheim makes it, then Anaheim's going to beat San Jose. But if Nashville beats Anaheim, then San Jose is going to beat Nashville. But I think Anaheim's going to beat Nashville and Anaheim's going to beat San Jose.
So you're saying Anaheim's going to the conference finals at this point? Already. So how many games would that go for you?
I think it's going to go, I'm going to say Anaheim in 7.
Anaheim in 7 over San Jose? Alrighty.
Is this for San Jose and... Oh, if I had to say if San Jose won, or...
No. Either San Jose or whoever you picked between Anaheim and Nashville playing San Jose.
Okay, yeah. Anaheim in 7.
Anaheim over San Jose? Alright. What about you, Berto, from your pick?
Oh, gosh. Okay, so out of Anaheim and Nashville, I'm picking Anaheim. So Anaheim and San Jose in the All Califas second round. Fuck. Honestly, San Jose is really dangerous this year, so I'm still going to say Anaheim in Game 7.
So you two are sticking with Anaheim in 7.
Just because I don't know if Martin Jones will be able to hold up against a different type of attack that Anaheim does. But damn, San Jose is fucking for real now, and I love it.
We'll see what happens. What about you, Jake, from your earlier pick to play San Jose?
Okay, well, I said Nashville earlier. But,
Yes.
I'm definitely going to say San Jose in either 6 or 7. Nashville's definitely going to put up a fight, but, man, offense of the Sharks is going to light them up.
So you're saying San Jose...
Houston stands a chance.
We'll see. I mean, so you're basically saying San Jose in 7 over Nashville, if it happens.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. What about you, Corey?
I'm going to say Nashville in 7.
Over
Sharks.
Nashville in 7 over the Sharks. And what about you, Steph?
I say the Ducks in 6 against the Sharks. Because, whether it's San Jose, Anaheim, San Jose, LA, it's going to be a good battle.
I believe that will be the case if it happens. But if anything, I like all your suggestions, though. But if anything for me, I'm picking San Jose in 7 over Anaheim, if anything. I mean, I know I stated earlier that the Sabres traded with Anaheim for Jamie McGinn, and I need the Ducks to go far into the conference finals to get the second-round pick. But I honestly think San Jose is going to shut them down in 7. But that's just my opinion. You never know. But it would be interesting to see, if anything. Okay, we're down to the last series of the night, and I know Jake is looking forward to this one. And
The important one, sir.
the Dallas Stars and the St. Louis Blues. I want to hear every fucking word out of your mouths about this series. I am so eager to find out what this is going to be about. I'm going to start with you, Jake, because you're the Blues fan here.
Okay, well, man, this is a big deal for me. I don't usually see my team make it past the first round, so I hope we're not too tired for this. Definitely, I think the Blues. It'll be a hard-fought series, but I think the Blues will get it in 6. I think the Blues have been getting all the clutch goals at the key times, as dirty as they may be, and I mean. Yeah, Dallas has had a good winning season, but I don't think their goaltending will hold up to the offensive attack that the Blues have going right now.
How happy would you
It
be?
is phenomenal.
So your defense has been phenomenal, but what about goaltending?
Goaltending, I don't see Brian Elliott slowing down anytime, and if he does, Jake Allen can play plenty clutch. He's done that plenty of times this season.
Not ever in the playoffs, though.
Hey, there's a first for everything.
That's true.
He wants redemption, man.
I would not see why not. I mean, it's the Blues. They gotta get their head out of their ass sooner rather than later. Let's be honest.
Hey, we got a good start. We bumped this reigning Stanley Cup champions.
Just barely. You fucking blew it.
Man, all it took was an ex-Blackhawk.
Exactly. This
It
is the
took him
thing
3
that I like
tries.
This is the
It
thing
took
that
him
I
3
like
tries.
about Troy Brower, and I tweeted about it the other day, and they got like 600 retweets, so it was kind of cool. But Troy Brower brings something to the Blues that they were lacking before, and that's. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound vulgar, but it's a set of balls. Like, he's got the attitude.
No, I agree. They threw him on a line with Stastny, arguably one of the best centermen in the league, and Fabry, just the rookie stud, and it's been one of the most productive lines this half of the season.
What a beast Fabry has turned into. He went from
Fabry
being
is so
really
clutch,
good surprise to just fucking clutch.
I knew they were going to call him up this year, and I knew they were going to call up Parayko, and I've been so impressed with both of them. Our rookies, man.
Edmondson was good too on the back end. He's been good too.
Nice.
Edmondson's great for what he is. He's responsible and he's physical.
Since you said that
Parayko and
Blues may be
Pietrangelo
slow.
for this. What's that?
Since you guys are saying that the Blues may be slow, I'm changing my prediction here, actually. I'm changing it to Dallas in 5 games. Dallas
I'm
in
going to beat
5.
this kid up. I'm going to punch you through Skype, sir.
Oh boy, I would love to see you two kick each other's ass.
Alright, guess what? This is PeskySens. Have a good night.
Mortal Kombat! Dun 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 dun.
Finish him.
Oh, great
Night,
stuff.
everyone.
Good night, Cor.
Everybody have a good night.
All right,
Okay, man. All the best.
Yep, he's gone. Anyway, so back to what Corey was saying. Well, yeah. Anyway, so what were you saying before, Jake? I didn't mean to cut you off.
I don't remember where I was at. I was talking about Fabry.
Go and some of the young guys.
Oh yeah, the rookies have made a huge difference in this playoff series. I mean, we pulled up Bortuzzo for a couple games because Edmondson was out. Edmondson comes back in, and you just see the defense has that spark again.
And as a Blues fan, what makes you scared about the Stars the most? This is something I wanted to hear from you.
I know I've been praising the defense and goaltending, but it's got to be the offense, man.
Yeah.
Jamie Benn scare the shit out of me.
Tyler Seguin, Patrick Sharp, Valery Nichushkin.
This goes on.
Exactly. What about you, Steph? Who do you think is going to win the series?
I say Dallas in 5 games.
Why?
Why? Because Dallas has a much stronger core, offensive core and defensive core and goaltending than St. Louis has.
I disagree on
The
that.
whole reason why I'm going against St. Louis here
Because you hate me.
No, I don't hate you, my friend. It's just because my boyfriend is a Blackhawks fan.
Boo! Oh, I don't hate the Hawks. I was just playing with you.
Stick it to him. Who cares?
Fuck 'em. I mean, that's
That's the whole main reason why I'm going against the St. Louis Blues.
Am I the only person on the podcast tonight that does not hate the Blackhawks?
it's not
I
that
don't
hate
hate
them.
the Blackhawks.
It's not that
You know my answer.
but I hate a lot of their fans because of the way that they are to people. And it's the same thing about Detroit Red Wing fans who happen to now be a lot of Blackhawk fans from what I've noticed. So living in Phoenix, we always got to see when the Red Wings would come to town, we'd have a fucking invasion, and a lot of them were really rude, attack people. I remember pulling Red Wing fans off of Coyote fans, especially one guy in particular. He was holding his like 3-year-old, and 2 Red Wing fans just jumped on him.
Assholes.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's just wrong.
I kind of lost a lot of respect for a lot of Red Wings fans from that and a lot of other things. But now a lot of those people that for years and years and years I saw wearing Red Wing jerseys are now in the last 3 or 4 years wearing Blackhawk jerseys.
That's fucked up.
So I'm not going to throw the word bandwagon around, but these fucking people are on whatever thing has wheels on.
I mean, anything you find is extremely gullible at this point. Let's be honest. So Steph, before we get off track, said Dallas in 5. Jake obviously the Blues in how many games?
I think I said 6 or 7.
6 or 7. What about you, Berto?
I'm going to go with the Blues in 6.
Why?
If you look at the Blues, they seem to have a lot more power to them. Not just like as a power forwards, but I mean they have a lot more momentum. They seem to play a lot tighter than Dallas does. One thing about Lindy Ruff, and I like Lindy Ruff.
I love Lindy Ruff.
Buffalo for all those years, he was great. But if you remember Lindy Ruff in his prime, even now, he seems to kind of do the whole run and gun for the first 2 lines, and then the other bottom 2 are just grind them out type of style. Lunch pail hockey like the Sabres used to be.
Lindy was an interesting coach down the Sabres because he would always want to put the top guys on the top line. Like, say, for example, if you remember, Maxim Afinogenov, Danny Briere, Chris Drury, Thomas Vanek, Jason Palmville. These were from, like, the 06-07 days or the 05-06 days. If you remember, the Buffalo Sabres were quick. Like that. Lindy Ruff is no bullshit artist, especially when it comes to speed, okay? As a fan and experiencing Lindy Ruff for pretty much my whole childhood to now, he's a very aggressive coach, especially when it comes to the offense. He wants his offensive guys on the same page, and he wants the defensive guys to play aggressive, and Lindy never really had the best goalies. That was always the biggest concern for me, besides Ryan Miller. Because, let's be honest about one thing. For me, when I was growing up, watching the Sabres carefully, the only real goalies that he's ever had was Dominic Hasek and Ryan Miller and Marty Biron. That's it. Those 3 combined. I mean, it's a lot for a coach, but most coaches go through at least 5 goalies. Usually. But when Lindy started, they were a very fast-paced team, if you remember, going back to 97. I mean, if you look at the Dallas Stars now, they're a very fast-paced team. They skate like in a blaze like the Flash. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, just as an experience.
The Hawks, though, like arguably one of the fastest teams in the league.
No, but
they can take
like
care of
4 to
speed.
nothing in the first period.
but Dallas is like ridiculously fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
I won't disagree.
Disagree?
I said I won't disagree.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that the Blues will definitely have to overcome because the Blues have some speed to them, but they have a lot of bigger guys who are still a little bit slower than the flash that Dallas has. Even if you look at guys like Patrick Eaves, he teeters between the 3rd and 4th line. He's arguably one of the fastest skaters probably in the league.
Probably. I mean, Sagan's up there. I know Ben is up there, but he's not the flashiest guy, but he could definitely put up points.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
And he's out to play. He's fucking clutch. Unbelievable.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Sagan's about to come back. He was injured for a while, so he is slated to come back. I don't know if they've given it a date yet, but, I mean, once he comes back again, that's an even bigger punch added for the Stars. So, Tarasenko, the guy is built like a tank. That's why his nickname is like that. He's one of the most muscular people for a reason because he's got the Blues on his back. No offense to David Backes, but Tarasenko should get the C next year. Look at the heart that he is.
Hey, don't call him Tank. He doesn't like that nickname.
Really?
I'll call him Tank. Yeah, he really does, and he expressed it on an interview recently.
But he's a very hulking figured player, Tarasenko.
Yeah. He's a stocky dude.
Yeah.
The entire STL line, I think, is going to play a big role in this. Schwartz,
Absolutely.
Laterra, Tarasenko, they're going to play probably the biggest role in this, along with the top D pairing of Bomeister and Pietrangelo. Hopefully Boomstick can get his head out of his ass soon enough to
Well,
actually
he
perform
was
in the
playing
series.
good this series too, though. I mean, Bowmister's very underrated, and I don't understand. I don't know if you're in the Blues Lounge group that where most of the Blues fans are in.
Yeah, yeah.
But they seem to fucking hate Pietrangelo, and he's such a good player. I don't understand why.
I love Pietrangelo, for honestly. I'm a Sabres fan, and I love Pietrangelo.
He was one of the best players in this series. Just all the little plays.
You look at Game 7. The last 10 minutes was all Pietrangelo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And when
Not getting enough
someone
credit.
said it was like a Pierre Maguire, I don't know, someone said it was like a Duncan Keith type performance.
Oh my God.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I definitely saw him swing a stick at some motherfucker's face. Yeah, of course.
I mean, if anything, Pietrangelo reminds me of, he reminds me as a young Ray Bork. I really see him like that. I really do, because he plays like Ray. If you look at certain abilities, he can shoot the puck from a far distance. From the blue line, of course.
Accurately.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think he deserves that reputation. I mean, I'm not saying that Pietrangelo is up there with Ray Bork. No. Ray Bork is a definitely better player than Pietrangelo. Pietrangelo is nowhere close to where Ray Bork is, but just comparing him is pretty easy to acknowledge. Same thing could be said about Duncan Keith, Shea Weber, just to name a few.
Yeah, Pietrangelo's got to win the cup though first. I don't know if that's gonna happen in his lifetime.
We'll see what happens. I mean, the Blues have a long way to go. If they can beat Dallas, kudos. Kudos to the Blues if they do. But who do you think is going to win the series, Adam?
I think it's gonna be the Blues, and I think they're gonna take it in 6 games.
You're going to take it in 6 games?
And why I think St. Louis is gonna win is because Dallas, even if Sagan's back or not, I mean, if St. Louis is gonna worry about one thing in the series, it's when Sagan comes back. But they're gonna be Dallas is gonna have such an ease to score goals almost. But their goaltending is gonna be so bad. I think maybe 1 or 2 games they'll be able to outscore all their other issues on their team. And that's why I think St. Louis is overall more of a complete team. They got Elliott in goal. I think that's good for them. Their defense is unbelievable. I mean, Pietrangelo, Shattenkirk, Parayko, Bouwmeester, Edmondson, Gunnarsson, former Leaf, all the Bertuzzo. They have so much depth on the back end. I mean, I know Dallas is Goligoski and Klingberg and Johns and Demers and Russell, but I mean, overall, I'll give you guys just St. Louis because they're way more of a complete team. Plus, Fabry's a fucking beast.
Oh yeah.
When he was, I don't know if any of you guys are Canadian or not, but when he played for us at the World Juniors in 2015, he was lights out until he got injured in the quarterfinal against Denmark, but he was arguably our best player. He was so good.
I mean,
I'm Canadian, Jake.
Oh, Steph, okay.
I'm from Montreal.
Oh yeah, what am I saying?
He's from the coolest city.
I think Toronto's an even cooler city, in my opinion.
Ooh, the
Way to
Lisa.
Way to be a hipster about it.
I'm from the 6.
I'm from Long Island.
I'm from Mexico, so fuck all of you.
Hey. I am not going to get into that. We're all hockey fans, so that's what matters.
Yeah, I live in Illinois and I'm a Blues fan. It's miserable.
How the fuck do you live in Illinois, but you call yourself a Blues fan?
I grew up outside of St. Louis, so.
What?
Down here
He lives in Illinois with the bulletproof vest.
No. I'm on the southern tip, nowhere near Chicago. Chicago's like 5 or 6 hours north.
Oh,
Fuck
you're
that.
south of the tracks.
Illinois is a big state.
Yeah,
It's a lot bigger. It's more than Chicago.
Yeah, I'm a Sabres fan, but I'm also an Island fan, but I was born on Long Island, but I live 9 hours from Buffalo. True story. But, to summarize, who do we have winning again? So, Adam, you said who? The Blues in 6? 6? Berto, who did you say?
Excuse me. Wow, that sucked. I said St. Louis in 6.
St. Louis in 6? And, of course, you're going to say the Blues in 7, correct? Jake?
I said 6 or 7. I'm gonna go with 6.
6? Alright, so Blues in 6, Blues in 6, Blues in 6. And who you picking?
Dallas in 6.
Dallas in 6? I'm sorry, Blues fans. I'm going to go with Dallas in 6. As much as I despise the Stars, I want the Blues to win. I'm not doubting that. I fucking despise Dallas because they broke my heart in 1999, and I will never fucking forgive them for that.
I got 2 words for you.
What?
Goal.
Fuck you, okay?
Speaking of, you guys see that no goal Game 7 between the Hawks and the Blues?
No,
They made a thing for that.
And it's actually, and sorry to interrupt you there, and it's actually been 17 years since the Stars last won their Stanley Cup.
With Ken Hitchcock.
Exactly.
With Ken Hitchcock.
oh my God, it's Ken Hitchcock and Lindy Roth in the second round of the series. I just realized. Oh my God.
I expect Ken Hitchcock to be fired at the end of this playoffs either way.
I think Hitchcock is going to stay if they don't get past the second round.
If they lost to Chicago, I think they said he was going to be gone, but
Yeah, no, he would have been gone. I think he'll be gone if they don't make it to the
Well,
conference.
I personally felt that he should have been fired last year after the comments between him and David Backes. Remember that?
Yep.
That was bullshit. You don't throw your own captain under the rug like that. That was garbage.
Isn't he throwing under the bus under Tarasenko for not putting him on the power play?
Yeah, Tarasenko swiped his arm away after the first period, like in Game 6.
Apparently, we all forgot about that.
Good. I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
You know what? He still didn't play Tarasenko as much as he should have in Game 7 because, I just remember thinking, wow, is he resting him for Game 8? No. I mean, it was just stupid.
I don't understand the coaching stylings of Ken Hitchcock. The way he shuffles the lines. I don't understand it, but it works out sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. But when it does, more power to him.
Jake, I feel your pain, man, because Dan Bylsma does the same exact thing. Jack Capuano does the same thing as well. Jack Capuano will stick with one line. Like, he'll put Tavares on the top line with, Clutterbuck and Opozo on one line, and then the next thing... No, I'm sorry, no, not Clutterbuck, Nielsen, okay? So it would be Opozo, Nielsen, Tavares. Next line, it would probably be like Nielsen, Clutterbuck, and Martin. It completely changes. And for the Sabres, it would be Eichel and Reinhart, O'Reilly on one line, and then the next it's like fucking Giunta. It's like, why are you putting fucking Brian Giunta on the top line with freaking Eichel? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, we'll get more into that later in the next year, We'll talk more about that next year in October, I'm sure. We'll get into it more involved.
That's Giunta for you.
Hey, you know what? I like Brian Giunta. He scored 2 goals when I went to the Barclays Center in the last game of the season, and he did well for me. He scored the OT winner, so he's sticking around for one more year. He's not planning to retire anytime soon, so I am very happy about that.
What about Georges?
I think he's going to get traded. I really believe that he's going to happen. If any team that's going to take him, it's going to be the Flyers. I really see that happening in the offseason.
George is all heart. He is that type of player a team needs on defense. But unfortunately, with the attitude and the way that he plays, not a bad attitude. I mean, it's a great attitude. But unfortunately, with the attitude of team first over my body, it's really starting to catch up to him. And I feel so bad for him.
Why? That's dedication.
Amazing. He did amazing for Montreal. But it's just he's been so injured so much.
But, I mean, I get what you're trying to say, because Georges has had his moments in Buffalo. But, I compare Georges to Darth Vader. Like, in the comics, in the Star Wars comics, Darth Vader impaled himself against Darth Maul in one of the comics, I believe. I forget which one it was about, but Darth Vader definitely did that to himself. I paired that to Josh Georges. You pretty much stabbed yourself to the ground. And, I mean, if anybody wants Josh Georges, be my guest. We'll take a second-round pick for him. Which be pretty...
I would take him to Phoenix, but not for a second-round pick, unless he retains some of his salary.
Fine, take Connor Murphy. We'll take Connor Murphy. We'll give you Josh Georges.
Now I know you're high, because that'll never happen. You can have Michael Stone.
No! I want fucking Connor Murphy for Josh Georges, goddammit.
Actually pretty good. I just don't care for him.
That will not happen, Sunshine.
So, you call me Sunshine? I'm a pretty little girl.
You need a passport.
I don't need no fucking passport.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, any last comments, guys, before we wrap up tonight's podcast?
No.
No?
We don't have to see Patrick Kane anymore. For this postseason.
I mean...
Hey.
maybe we'll find out more on his assault case.
Actually, he was never convicted of a crime, and neither was Evander Kane, but I'm not going to get into that, because Evander Kane did not commit a crime. Sorry. End of discussion.
He did not, and neither did Kane or Kane.
Kane and Kane. There should be a movie called Kane and Lynch 2, Attack of the Canes.
Oh,
The Canes
damn.
They're coming.
Hopefully. But anyway, this is your host, Boomstick, the head admin of the Buffalo Sabres. And Adam, tell us who you are one more time.
EverydayImByfuglien, Jets admin, signing out.
And what about you, Berto?
Louis Domingue, signing out. You guys take care of yourselves and look forward to the next one.
And you?
Have a good night, man.
You and Jake?
This is TheMooseisLoose. Go Blues. Fuck the Stars.
Yeah. And what about you, Steph?
This is InPriceWeTrust, and the Canadians. I'm in signing out, and fuck the Bruins.
Yeah! There you go.
Fuck Boston.
Fuck
I
Boston.
can get on board with that.
Oh, wait, I got two more. Fuck the Leafs and fuck the Rangers.
Fuck you.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Also,
The Leafs are gonna win the lottery, and then they're gonna
fuck
finish
the
second.
Leafs.
Vancouver. All right. We'll talk about the lottery on Saturday, though. That's for sure. If you stay tuned for that, we will talk about the lottery. So,
Yeah.
till next time, we're signing out. Peace.